Okay, in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Franklin Township Environmental Commission was made by the posting on the bulletin board in the municipal building, posted on the township's website, and electronically transmitted to the officially designated newspapers, indicating that this meeting would take place in person at 7 o'clock on, today is November 3rd, 2025. And so we do roll call. Walter?
Here.
Easy's not here. Ellen?
Present.
Stan?
Present.
Arnold's not here. Maria?
Yeah.
Me? I'm here. Ted's not here. Robin is here. Ted, Tara, and Ed Potosnik. So, I don't have much of a chairman's report. I just wanted to mention everything because we're coming towards the end of the year, and we're going to miss Robin after January 1st.
Yeah.
But we need to, if you've got any friends or people who are interested in becoming a commissioner, let us know. I've sent emails to Vornlocker and to Ron Jordan, and I'm going to put it in the December 1st newsletter that'll go to Canal Walk and Somerset Run.
And Jenny Kafas is coming back, and I think in another week she'll be back in Somerset. So whether she's here permanently or her mom might be a good one.
Well,
I think Javon too.
That's why I opened
the guy that was
the
here.
meeting with this. Exactly.
Yes. And we had a guy here last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's been volunteering the last few. You know, the guy that was here the last few meetings.
Yeah.
I know he's interested. So
Okay.
yeah.
So if somebody's interested, get us a resume, and we'll submit it, and that kind of thing. The only other thing I know about that's new, both Tara and I have looked over the zoning board and the planning board. Nothing new. I did find one application for the vacant office max on Eastern Avenue, Rutgers Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
They proposed to make an indoor playground and restaurant for kids, and I guess the parents also could exercise and whatever, do games. So whether that's going to go anywhere, I have
That's already
not.
been approved.
What?
That's already been approved.
Oh, it's been approved?
Yeah.
Okay. I did, because it's still on the
A
website
month ago.
as a fly. Well, I was away. Okay. Now we know. See, there's the public before I call for the public.
Shall we call for the public?
Yes, we should do that.
So I move to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any comments from the public? You want to tell everybody who you are and why you're here?
Yeah, sure.
Hi everyone, I'm Neil Zucker. I moved up here a couple years ago. I'm going to school at RVCC, and we have a watershed project, one of my classes, and part of the project is to either volunteer within the watershed that you live in, or attend an environmental commission meeting to see how everything kind of works, more of the bureaucracy or the behind the scenes of things. So I'm very curious and very passionate about the environment, and would love, as you say, to leave it better than we have found it.
Yeah. Do you live in Franklin?
I live in Franklin Park.
You do, great.
Yeah, this is good.
Welcome.
You can put your resume in the box.
I'll try to have it ready.
Heck of Ted. Oh, good.
Hey, Ted.
Hi, Ted. Okay.
Motion to close?
Move to close the.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. There was no. I see you didn't put site plans here because we don't have any.
Is it not on the agenda? It's below, but we don't have any though.
Okay.
We really don't. It's
Okay.
after correspondence. Yeah, we don't have any.
And no correspondence either.
No.
I didn't check the mailbox this morning, so maybe next meeting. Okay, no site plans. We're up to new business. Moving right along. That's incredible. I'll never get that quick. Review of the responses to the the self-assessment.
Yes. So, so I'm gonna pass them out. This is up to the tabulation. This is up till yesterday, basically. So just so you know.
Oh, is that what I have here?
Approved minutes?
Did we miss it?
Oh, we did.
Sorry. Okay. In the meantime, you can
Motion
pass
to
it around.
approve the minutes of
Second.
the October 20th meeting.
Okay, I think there was a motion and a second.
Second, okay. Any changes or modifications? Yeah, we're just moving right along. Movement to accept the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, minutes are, we're very informal. So, now we've got this self-assessment tool, and everybody responded. I see there's nine responses, isn't that how many we are?
So it has one new response that's not been tabulated yet.
Oh.
So just keep it going, yeah, but that's okay. We can still go based on what we have.
Right.
So at the last meeting, I asked everybody to do this self-assessment of our environmental commission from your perspective as an environmental commissioner. Jack actually put together the matrix, and so I went through everyone's responses and tabulated them, and as you can see, most people are ranking us at the highest level. So we have 97 in the highest level, 50 as proficient, 18 as novice, which is new. So it looks like overwhelmingly everyone is happy, I guess, with what we're doing and the direction we're going in. It looks like from going through it, I mean, just kind of like putting together everything, I mean, it seems that really some of the places where there's more overwhelming responses is, you know, as it relates to our township liaison regularly attending, and having better communication with like township staff, you know, besides, I mean, I'm not really staff, I'm a consultant, but having direct communication with the township staff and council people themselves. There was some questions on, not questions, but there was people that were marking off that we do not have, that we don't have an ERI or an NRI. We do have one.
We don't consult it very often.
We don't consult
don't
it.
use
We
it.
don't. We don't use it like we should.
And it's not dynamic, remember
And
the
it's
one
not
I shared?
dynamic.
We talked
Yes.
about digital updates, and
Yes.
that was a bundle of money.
It was re-updated, the ERI, in 2019.
Yeah.
So it's relatively, it's like kind of in its like mid part of its life right now. Not saying that we have to stick with it for another 5 years, but we don't consult it regularly.
And I think because it's static,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
just PDFs on it.
Yes, so that is something we might want to look into, you know, updating our ERI and maybe using it more as a work plan. There was some responses that we don't have an open space index. We do. We have a recreation and open space inventory. Again, that's actually in the process of being updated right now. We don't consult it often in this committee. We do use it often. I use it often, and we use it for our targeted open space and farmlands. So we do use that. But it is in the process of being updated, and along with the open space plan, we're going to be starting that relatively soon too. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the gist. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to comment on directly? Or
One thing that isn't in here in any way is us having an effect on the master plan.
correct? Yeah,
And Jack, or whoever came up with this, should have thought
and
of that.
Jack, yes.
I think because what's our purpose if we can't really help guide where the township's going? Instead of reacting to things, being proactive. And our master plan is up for updating in 60 days. The
Yeah.
year starts.
Yes,
When we
yeah.
have to do it.
Yes.
So I really hope that this body can make enough noise to the township manager and to Mark Healy to say we need to be part of that. And we want some sustainability goals built into that, because there are none right now. And that's the only way to get them really done.
Right. That's part of the lighting thing, can be
Hey,
part of.
Devon. Yes, and we did meet with Mark Healy on that subject
Right.
a year and a half ago, and he said, yes, he would draw together a committee of planning board, zoning board, EC, and we would create a committee to help develop a whole chapter on sustainability elements for the master plan, and none of that has happened.
I don't think there's been any meetings of the green team either.
We met for the green team for sustainable
You got the
Jersey.
certification
But
done.
didn't
Yeah.
make the note because I don't even remember.
Yeah,
that.
and I've emailed Mark Healy about it about every 6 months, saying what's going on, and of course I get no response. So I really encourage you guys, be the burr under the saddle
Well, one important thing to note too is under the municipal land use law, an amendment occurred in 2021 that requires the full master plan update to include the sustainability and resiliency element. That's required under the municipal land use law. Other towns who have had to update since then have done it. So there's plenty of examples, but we actually are required to put in a sustainability and resiliency. It's not really a full element, but it's kind of an addendum to the plan, but at least it's a start.
Yeah.
We do have examples to follow. Sustainable Jersey has put together a complete resource and technical guide to follow, so we can do it.
But that's the place
but
where
yes,
we can say,
yes.
encourage green roofs.
Correct.
Where we
Yeah.
can, it's things like that we feel, dark skies, all of that can be incorporated. And the other piece I really encourage, if that kind of committee can come together, is if we were to create a sustainability fee, tax, whatever you want to call it, so we develop a funding source for sustainability projects in the town. We've done it with open space, and we've done it effectively.
Right.
And maybe the land use law is a way to kind of work our way there, so that if we say we want these things done to help meet our land use law, we create a funding mechanism that helps people get there.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so we have to complete, under the municipal land use law, it's basically what it's called, it's a climate change related hazard and vulnerabilities assessment.
Which is a narrow focus.
It's a narrow focus, but that's what required, but at least it does start us off, but that could be the platform to get us going to a sustainability and resiliency element,
Yeah.
yes, yep.
I think there also the U.S. Green Building Council had a new LEED 5.0, and that's the kind of thing that can be built into the master plan as well.
Yes, that we want lead, pick one, bronze or silver or or equivalent.
Yeah.
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 Speaking of bronze and silver, just to interject, we're getting a letter to the Board of Ed about our warning.
Yes, I have to write it. I have to put it together. Yes,
I
I'll do
gave
it
you all
after
the notes,
tonight.
so you
Yes,
can
you
check.
gave me the notes, so I will do that.
Good.
Yep.
We have to alert Pine Grove School to be at the town council meeting the last Tuesday of November.
But didn't a couple other schools get recognized by?
They did, but Pine Grove had the highest points, and that's what we're doing now.
The Board of Ed, or whoever spoke for the Board of Ed, wanted to have equal
Recognition.
honors to the high school and Elizabeth Avenue School.
Right.
But we'd already pretty much committed ourselves to just honoring Pine Grove as being the highest scoring, but we'll give recognition, honorable mention to
That's a good way to
the other
Yeah.
two.
Because maybe next year or next time we can get 5 schools instead of 3.
I mean, we got a plaque for the one of them,
Yeah.
and, right? Yeah, and,
Yes.
and the other one is for, what's the name?
Jessica Johnson.
We do that also at the meeting?
Yep.
So, okay. So the self-assessment, I think, is pretty interesting, and I came to the same ideas, because when I saw ERI, I knew that we had it. I've got a hard copy at home of it, actually.
Well,
I do too.
it's just a scanned document on the website.
Oh, yeah. And, because this one we don't use it for decision-making, really.
We don't. The ERI, we do not. I mean, now since that ERI has been done, which has been a while back, we've done the community energy plan, we've done the green infrastructure study, so we've done other things that we have been following, and I'm sure it's kind of rooted in there, but we don't use that as a like work plan, which we should. So yeah, I think it's worth looking into potentially updating it at some point.
And maybe even put that in the master plan, that the town has to consult the ERI.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I hear you.
So we do need to schedule a meeting with Mark and.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Are there any committee reports? Marie, you have a report?
On the education and outreach, we are having our compost presentation, which shows January 15, which is a Thursday. The PowerPoint will be presented. And I received an online application from Rachel Seymour, but Tara is going to assist me for them to understand that we have no fee to pay.
Right.
And the title is going to be Why Food Waste Matters More Than You Think.
Where's that gonna be done, at the library or
Senior Center.
the senior center? Okay. Stan, anything from the energy side?
Not from energy, but from the communication committee, we wanted to propose the presentation of the person for the aviation fuel.
Yes, and I'm still waiting to get United to firm up what they're willing to do. We have the aviation teacher from Franklin High, who you all met,
Yeah.
but I'm chasing down United, so until we get something a little bit firmer. I think it would be in March. That's what I had told United, and they like the idea of way past the holidays.
And I think we should really advertise it to townships that do have airport,
Oh, yes.
maybe Manville.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If they have a way how to encourage, I don't know, it's probably private airport, but encourage them to offer synthetic fuel. As
Yeah,
opposed
and-
to
and
conventional.
Invite their customers to come to our program. Let the pilots come learn about it. Yeah. Because between Princeton and Manville, there are lots of people that live in Franklin that fly out of those two airports. If they could come and learn more about sustainable aviation fuel.
Yeah, we got one guy I know, and I call my Environmental Commission's Air Force. He's the one that flew over the Amazon warehouse and took account of the solar cells, so we knew it was 80% covered. When I met to the manager, he said, "Oh yeah, we got them on the roof." So I got a hold of John, and he flew over, and he said, "Yep, 80% of the roof."
And see, if John talks to his buddies,
Yeah,
I mean,
John-
there could be
John
6
Horan.
people right there.
Yeah, he flies out of Manville.
Yeah.
So
And something about the people that own Princeton Airport, I think
they're doing some building right next to it.
yeah, a Whole Foods is going in
Is
there.
that's what's going on?
But I think they may live in Franklin. Somebody I know knows the people who own Princeton Airport. Do you know who owns Princeton Airport?
I know who you mean, one of them, the Nierenberg family, but Ken Nierenberg lived across the street from me for a while, but
Okay.
no longer does. I think
Okay.
he and his wife broke up, and that was it.
Well, anyway, let's see if we can get something firm. And I'm also hoping that Sarah can bring some of her students, maybe promote it to their parents, and those kids could come to a program at the library, the senior center, with their parents and learn more about it.
There's another small airport up near Basking Ridge or somewhere up there, I think, up in that area.
Anyway,
Oh,
more to
okay.
come on that.
Yeah, very good. I gotta say, by the way, two of my daughters have electric cars, and they both now used the level 3 charger at Canal Walk.
They reside there, or?
No, one lives in Rochester. She recharged in Wilkes-Barre, and then came all the way down and went here by us. And the other one is in Washington, and she drove her EV. She's got a Mustang, and she charged that here too.
Yeah.
So,
How much is the fee?
I think it was 99 cents. They thought it was a little high, but
99 per watt.
kilowatt hour, is that what it is? What's the rate? That's high.
I would never charge there.
That's what they charge. For a level 3, that's what they're charging.
Electrify America is 42 cents if you
That's
have
it. They knew it was high, but
Wow.
what
One
are they
it's
gonna
maybe
do?
50 cents, but 99.
Well, that way Canal Walk's making a piece, I'm
No,
sure.
I don't think we are. It didn't charge us, it didn't cost us anything to put them in. The guy that put them in gets the profit. And
Well,
the
the
volume was
utility will charge
Make it
because a lot of people
out of it,
charge in their garages, you know?
The low demand fee is pretty bad.
Yeah.
One person will charge in month,
Yeah.
and the fee is $1,000 pretty much. You have to have additional multiple sessions
Sure.
during the same month so that it dilutes.
Yeah.
Because the
Oh,
fee
yeah.
per kilowatt hour for that plan is not too much. It's actually quite cheap.
Is it? Yeah.
but there is load demand fee, which is pretty steep. It's dictated by the highest load over the 15-minute interval. Any 15 minutes.
Now,
I mean,
the-
any.
The level
highest.
2, there's one by the big clubhouse, that's a level 2. And there was a car there the other day yesterday went by. So some people are using it, you know. So, are there any hot topics then? We finished the committee reports?
Well, I have I saw this article here in Franklin Times, the fall issue, and it said Franklin flood facts. And it doesn't say where it comes from, but Tara tells me that DPW put it in.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why didn't they put their name somewhere around?
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know.
But really, I think this is old. They really need to update our flood information. And with regard to flood maps, they say you can go to the library or you can come to the Department of Engineering. Somehow, I think we need to be more transparent in this age of climate change. In Florida, I personally know, there's a community, Lauderhill, where flood maps go out to all the residents. And, you know, they can use it for mortgages and what have you, buildings or whatever, but they put it together based on, I think it was FEMA guidance.
Yeah, NFIP, National Flood.
Yeah. And they do state here, I didn't know it for sure, that all mortgages nowadays require some type of flood insurance if it's available.
They require flood insurance if you're in a flood zone.
Okay, all right.
But it's a good point, Walter. There's no reason that flood maps couldn't be posted on the township website.
They should be. I'm looking. I know Flood Mapper and the DEP's online website, they should have access to the updated flood maps. So this is the Flood Mapper tool. I guess under, oh geez, here's an overlay and this is all, okay, yeah, I mean, we could definitely find exactly where the new flood maps are, and we can link it on our website.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure the most recent data's there. Oh geez, okay.
And make sure they're,
Oh, FEMA flood zones, yeah, right
That's
here.
Especially given like all the floods over the last couple of years. I mean, it might be necessary for not just people that own a house, but people that are trying to buy, because
Absolutely.
Exactly.
the home insurance companies, they're immediately going to try and look for the flood. Yeah, immediately.
Insurance
Yep.
runs the country.
and the good news is now it's mandatory that when you're selling your house, you have to relay any information about previous floods. You can't hide that.
Yeah, we can definitely, I wonder if you can search by Franklin Township.
I think also if people are looking to relocate nowadays, that's one thing they want to look into.
Yeah.
They don't want to get into a potential flood zone or whatever. And I think if these flood maps are not updated, I would imagine within the last 10 years, the area of flooding or what have you probably has expanded. And
Oh, it has, recently it has.
What we need to see are the actual zones with the letter and the designation.
That's what the Florida one. I can understand why Florida has theirs, but we certainly are more like Florida nowadays than we were then. Absolutely. You know.
There's a warehouse being built on Schoolhouse Road, and because of the flood management rules in the state, they had to raise the warehouse about 3-4 feet off ground.
Yeah.
They put in a lot of soil to raise it up, and now, because I talked to the superintendent, during the construction, and it was all because of stormwater regs.
I remember about that coming up in that application. I never quite understood why that location
I don't
is.
know, but they got
I
the
said before, but nothing came up
DRCC
for
caused
the
them to
flood
do that.
zone.
So, I don't know what B9 will be, because that's really
Maybe
closer to the
just a
canal
FEMA.
than the one on Schoolhouse.
Yeah.
Well, they're both on Schoolhouse, but, they're not that far from the canal.
They're up quite a ways from the canal.
Yeah.
If anything, they might be affected by the brook that comes through Canal Walk.
Yes, which comes out of where the B9, that pond is over there.
Yeah, it starts from that pond.
If I can find the actual zone
But
designation,
it crosses
they are.
Schoolhouse.
It does, and it goes
Yeah,
underneath,
yeah.
it
Well,
goes
we could
underneath
link it,
Mettler's,
yeah.
and there's a culvert, and then it goes into the wooded area that's behind Bryant Court
You know,
and,
maybe they could put something on the
whatever the next
homepage
street
for
is.
2 weeks, curious
Yeah.
about flood zones in Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I can definitely ask about that for sure. The data I know is available. I know it's on, I mean, this is through Flood Mapper. If we go on the DEP's GeoWeb, they'll probably definitely have it. So between these two sources of online mapping, we can find it, or we can make it.
And then you get it attached, do a reference from our website to. pull it
Yeah,
up,
yep,
pull it up.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, so we can do that.
This is the area that nobody's talking about, and we gotta really do something right here. This is South Middlebush.
And there's somebody from Franklin Park right next to
The
it.
flooding in here now,
Yeah.
closing of South Middlebush
Yes.
Yeah.
for hours or sometimes days at a time.
Yeah.
That's gotta be part of our vulnerability work, because you know what the commuter traffic is like
Oh,
there.
yeah.
At 8 in the morning and at 5 at night, there are thousands of cars. And then they all start coming up Skillman's Lane, which is why I'm bringing it up. And Skillman's Lane can't handle all the traffic because it's closed from here and sometimes all the way to here. But look at all those points of intersection.
Yeah.
This is one of the only two north-south routes in the whole township.
Yeah, and the brook runs right alongside it for quite a long ways, and finally underneath.
And Skillman is done here. No, this is the 10 mile.
No. This is 6 Mile Run right here. This is 6 Mile Run.
Yeah, this is 6 mile.
Yes.
And you are saying this is flooded here?
Yes, it floods here and here. This is worse because
Yeah,
it's the
that's
length
what I
of
was,
it.
yeah, that's
But
what
this is also, so it's
Yeah.
just gotta be.
Yeah, I get it. All right, well, like I said, with this data, we can definitely make a map for sure. So let us
But I
get it
think that-
together.
And that being part of our vulnerability.
Well, we get flooding on Western Canal Road also.
When we do that climate change related hazard vulnerability assessment, that is something we have to map and show as areas of repetitive loss, areas that are flood zones.
And there aren't
Future risk
houses
areas.
right along it, so people
Yeah.
don't think about it in terms of their houses flying, but the transportation corridors.
Right, absolutely. I hear you.
At the meeting I missed, your neighbor, somebody punted in to want a wetlands interpretation on Skillman? Or was that, yeah, there was an address, 160 or something like that? No? The letter I had given you.
On Skillman's Lane?
Over a letter of interpretation,
Yes, yeah,
probably? Yeah, I would assume so,
It wasn't
yeah.
160.
No, okay, what, it was.
I don't know, I wasn't here.
Yeah,
no,
I
it
forget what it was off the top of my head, but it was a simple, like, letter of
That's all,
interpretation
yeah.
request.
Somebody's planning to do something.
Well, I think it might be 408 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, could-
yes, yes.
The Kingston Rocky Hill Road by the quarry was closed for a week several years ago.
With
Yeah.
flooding.
I don't know quite why, just that once.
Could
There was
be.
a car that had gotten flooded sitting there.
Of course, every now and then when you really get a big storm, Eastern Avenue.
Oh, jeez.
Yes?
And-
Yeah, well, the whole of the Raritan River rises enough.
Absolutely.
Closes Eastern Avenue, yes.
Flooded out Johnson's Park.
There's not much we can do about that.
Under new business, if Tara has a vision. Yeah. I sent you an email about 6 Mile Run Church. Could you pull that up? 6 Mile Run Church is one of the 22 locations that Rutgers identified
Yes.
for stormwater management. And it is the only location in town where the runoff runs into Middlesex County.
Yeah,
Goes across the road to Okies Brook.
I know that from maps.
So I was very fortunate and caught Chris Abrupta on a good day, and the Rutgers Extension Service Water Management Program did a plan for us at 6 Mile Run.
Oh, nice.
And they sent over this worksheet of what it would take to do it, as well as a design for the garden, and maybe open the other one because that's more interesting than numbers. And we have a lot of roof. That's the issue. So they have designed a garden that would be perennial plantings to help absorb the runoff, because this roof slopes here, and this roof slopes here, and of course the firehouse and all that pavement is here. We have a huge roof on the sanctuary, and it all ends up in this 1902 dirt basement, where we have stacked sump pumps and mess upon mess. I'm hoping that with some valuable input from people who know, I can put together a plan to present to the church that would involve some options for financing and options for partnering, so that if the church undertakes this project, it could be an education opportunity for the whole neighborhood to learn about rain gardens, because it's very visible right there on 27.
Yeah.
Yes. Tara, go a little further. Is there the photograph? Is that attached there somewhere? They did send what it might look like. Yeah, there we go. So this, as you can see, how the roofs come together. And this would be initial planting. She didn't put any trees in, which is probably good because it's too close to the building.
Yeah.
But I think with some nice signage, which isn't included in the quotation, we could, kind of kill two birds with one stone. So I reached out to Heather at Lower Raritan Watershed Partnership.
FedEx, yeah.
Yeah, see if there might be some help there. But if any of you can think of any possibility, whether the township can help in a small way, maybe even just providing with some of the excavation work to prepare the beds. But I'm looking to put together a coalition so that it's more than just the church, so that we really get benefit in multiple ways. And I'm extremely grateful to Rutgers for having
That's
done
great.
this.
So did he talk to you about maintenance? Like who will
The church
maintain?
would probably
Okay,
maintain
yeah,
it.
because that's
And
really the biggest
you're
thing with the
looking
rain
at it.
gardens. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the rain gardens, the biggest thing is just the maintenance.
And it's
yeah.
usually the first couple of years that are
Yes.
the hardest, which is good because I will get older and older, so it get easier. And of course, I will look to build a little team with the youth of the church.
Yeah, and it's not constant maintenance,
Right.
but it does need to be, trimmed back and
Right.
just weeded and things like that,
And
so.
we already do maintain the front of the church, so this would just be part of what we do. But I'd like to think broadly so that we get some real benefit out of this for everybody.
long term, yeah.
This is a big distraction, but I remember that they used to have a plan to put solar here.
Yeah,
That would be better to put it before.
yeah, except we need to come up with the $60,000 or $80,000 to do that.
Because the incentives, the federal are expiring this year.
Yeah, we're not gonna make that. We just had to do our parking lot, and that cost us $50,000. Because we have potholes big enough, we could lose our senior citizens. So we took care of that.
I thought that they have plans today that it's kind of lease to own, that you don't pay out of pocket and you pay monthly, and the monthly fee is already less than what you normally pay
Yeah.
for electricity.
It would be easier to do it now, but I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to accomplish that. The good news is the roof is new. So I don't have to take off the roof.
Even more reason.
But I can do that. I think give me a year or two, I can get the solar done. But the rainwater is a problem now.
From technical viewpoint, because when you do stuff on
Stanley,
on
you
roof-
find me the money to pay for the solar, I'm all for it.
One thing I would recommend to do, so we did this at the Meadows Foundation, it's not a rain garden, but the Meadows Foundation at the Van Wickle, Van Dyne House, they had a garden that was kind of like not really much was going on there for a long time, so we were able to apply on the behalf of the Meadows to get a grant from the National Wildlife Federation for the plants, and we got the grant, and we were able to get the plants. They delivered them. They didn't plant them, but they delivered. I'm trying to see how many plants. It was a lot of plants. It was called Garden for Wildlife through the National Wildlife Federation. And then, I'll show you what we got. I mean, we got a ton of plants. It was for a certain amount. here, I see everything says free, but we got purple, we got all these different kinds. You can see goldenrod. I think that was in the plan, he said. I mean, this is the invoice of the plant. So we got 32 of these, 32 of these, 30. This is something that's good for rain garden, sneezeweed, Virginia Mount. I mean, so yeah, it came out to $266 they were able to pay.
Right.
So I would say look there on their website and maybe you can get some
Thank you.
garden for wildlife. Yeah, that's what it was. And it was very easy. It was like a Google form I had to fill out. Super easy. And I wouldn't be, I mean, this was part of the township's green infrastructure plan.
Yes.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the town could potentially, I mean, I can't say yes or no, but we can ask
Yes.
for like some of the prep work, like you
Yes.
said, because it was identified as one of the sites.
If they've got equipment there and the equipment can do that,
Yeah.
that would make a big difference for us. And I'm thinking of doing this next fall. I don't want to be planting perennials in the spring. It's too much work. Plant them in the fall, that we don't have to water them all summer. And thank you, everybody. These are great ideas.
Yeah, if you need help with that grant, let me know, because I submitted it last time and we got it almost right away. There is a time limit with it. You got to look and see what it is. Like, it might be like once you get it, I think you have 6 months to complete the planting, order it, plant it, etc. So, but that was a good one. That really helped. And then if you send me an email and says specifically would the township be willing to help with this, then I have that and I can bring that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
And then I thought I would try approaching Franklin Park School and Claremont Road School, which are the two elementary schools within 2 miles of the church, in the Franklin side anyway, and ask them, would they like to partner with us in some way so the kids are involved?
Cool.
Yeah.
Thinking about
Part of
that,
the
say, but
curriculum.
maybe
Yeah.
schools can help.
Yeah.
Students can help.
And if nothing else, they just come and watch it happen and be part of it, and then come back in the spring and see what insects we get.
And they'll also learn from it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just wanted to, two things. From the conversation last time, Tara, I sent you a draft of the questions.
Yes.
Oh, so you did look at it?
I didn't look at it yet. Not that I didn't look at it. I read it once, but I haven't really done more work with it. So that is on my to-do list for tomorrow. Yes. So, but thank you for sending that.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't know the person's name, but it was like a very mini draft. If you wanted to expand it, I could talk with you afterwards if you wanted.
Absolutely, yeah. So Javon put together, you want to explain to them what you put together?
It was based off of the presentation last meeting about the grass clippings and stuff. So what I did was from Tara's suggestion, I just basically wrote 2 questions to probably maybe the manager of the Public Works Department of Franklin Township of asking the questions: how often do you cut the grass at the municipal buildings or maybe the fields or whatever, and how often do you do it, when do you do it, and what exactly are done with the grass clippings. And then the second question was maybe we could use this in an environmental sustainable way. Don't ask me how, but what I'm trying to do is basically try to ask the questions and then try to repackage it in a way that could eventually save Franklin Township money. So let's say that the soccer fields and the football fields are cut every 4 weeks. If we try to find out how often that they're doing it, if it's really sunny and high and the grass isn't growing as much, then that would actually be saving the township money if they were to eventually cut the grass maybe once a month or twice a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do we
yeah.
do?
You listened to Mike's presentation.
He was here, and that's why he got the idea to
know.
move this forward.
That's why I wanted to be.
Well, typically, the frequency should vary with the weather. And typically, I find with my lawn, May, you have to cut it several times quite close together. August, maybe not at all, with the August we've been having.
Well, that's
So
what
it's not a static thing, and particularly not necessarily the same timing.
I think that's what Javon was recommending, and I think coming from him, we were saying would be great because he's new and he can open a new dialogue with DPW. But that's what Mike was saying, and it's so true. If we can alter it based on what the needs are and, you know, change the grass height and also make it so that it's not like every 3 weeks exactly, then we have a better chance of saving
Pushback
money,
is gonna be
time.
staffing, how do
Yes.
they organize staffing around such a variable schedule? But maybe there's an offset for that somewhere, deploy those people to do something else. Projects
Yeah.
waiting in the wings for dry weather.
Right, absolutely, yeah, so.
It's seasonal, really.
Yeah. I did look, I appreciate, I'm gonna look it over and make some edit, and I'll send the edits back to you if there's any, and then we'll move forward that way. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I was telling Javon, like, I think, you know, coming from another person, I think it might be good too, because it's fresh, yeah, and it lets DPW know, like, hey, we just saw this presentation, and it makes complete sense, it was from a landscaper, a landscape architect, you know, it's, yeah, so.
I think DPW has a not invented here syndrome. You know, if they didn't think of it, they're not interested.
Right, right, yes.
You'll run into that one.
You know, we've said before, Canal Walk, which he does, is a small town. However, we got 6 miles of roads. There are 2,000 people living there. And 1,200 units with lawns and all that stuff. And so, and he told me he has no desire to work for the township, which is why I said he can come here, because it's
Yeah.
not advertising.
It was a great,
He was just giving us
yeah.
the, you know,
He
I mean,
did a
I heard
really
it,
good job.
and I said, I ran after him after he did the presentation. I got him out in the hallway and said, I wanted you to come here. And
Yeah.
I would have been here, obviously. But,
yeah, no, he
yeah.
did a great job. It was inspiring. It really was.
Yeah, I got this was his thing.
Yeah, he did well. He did really well. It was very informative.
Oh, you haven't seen that? That's his resume.
You definitely have the feeling that, well, he even said a number of the topics he touched on with a couple of sentences, he could do a whole
He
presentation.
did.
He's good.
He did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely knew. Like, he was very informative. And that's, yeah, it was just a great
Also, he,
session.
at least with us, he touched on how climate change is moving the grasses north.
Right, he
And the
talked
trees,
about that with us
the
too.
trees, the trees, it's all,
Dogwood, for
Yeah,
instance, I remember when
Well, the other thing too, he said that was interesting, and this would not take any extra effort from DPW
No,
whatsoever,
no.
is instead of cutting the grass at 3 inches, make it 4 inches. And we actually, I know we have that mower that varies the grass
Yeah,
height.
yeah.
That would take no extra work at
Well,
all,
I
even
think
just doing that.
Athletic fields presumably get cut shorter.
They get cut shorter, or their turf management company
Yeah.
does it if it's turf, which is what most of it is. But
Yeah.
yeah, or they get
Well,
cut
it doesn't
shorter.
need
Yeah, they get
mowing at
cut,
all.
or they'll get cut short. But our near our walking paths and stuff, they do not need to be at 3 inches. They
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
that's what it is.
It's better for the wildlife.
Yeah,
And
and it's the
it's
difference
better
of
for the
touching a
grass.
button on the mower. It's not. It doesn't. It's not a labor-intensive thing. So,
Oh,
thank you, Javon. I'll look it over and I'll get back to you for sure.
One last question
Yeah.
for like the new topics. Is it possible for the municipality or to institute like a bottle deposit system? Like, I know that
Yeah.
I might have to explain it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Please.
so last year, and I think it wins on like all fronts. So last year I was in Germany for, it was a soccer tournament. And I went to a stadium. It was probably like 50,000 seats. And let's say half the stadium, 25,000 people, they're all sitting there drinking beer. They get it out of just like a reusable cup. And at the end, most of the people, they just disperse, and you find like maybe a couple dozen kids walking around collecting cups. And I'm so confused as to why they're collecting the cups. And lo and behold, some of the kids, they had like stacks of 10, 20, 30 cups, and they're returning them to like a a cup deposit place. So when their parents went to go like get a beer or some kind of beverage in a reusable cup, the reusable cup could have been, I don't know, maybe $5-6. And once the parents drank it, they left it there. The kids could then pick it up, collect as many as possible, and then we get back half of the cost. So, and for the particular matches, the matches might have cost $20, $25. So if you collected 5, 10, 15 cups, you would have already paid for the ticket and paid for yourself. So
Yeah.
when I was there, I was thinking, I wonder why Franklin Township or any type of municipality couldn't do that themselves, because at the end of the day, somebody is recycling it. They're getting paid for it, so it's already worth their time. And at the end of the day, you really don't need any employees or workers to dump out the contents and stuff. So it saves on payroll and everything.
That's true. So the county's in charge of the recycling for all the towns in Somerset County. So that would be really the group to talk to. But the other thing I'm thinking of, though, what you're saying, is it's not in Franklin, but it's still a great idea, is at the Patriot Stadium. Like maybe the Patriot Stadium could implement that. That might be a great place to take your idea. Or Somerset County, they run all of our recycling, they calculate the tonnage. I wonder if they would be interested
I think you
in
need
that.
to find somebody that can handle the materials, somebody that will accept the recycling and do the cleaning and put it back out. And that's not an industry yet for us because there's been no incentive.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know that one of the bills that Senator Smith worked hard on, and I think goes into effect in 26 or 27, is the mandatory recycled content in manufacturing. That up to 50% of the content of plastics manufactured in New Jersey, starting whenever that law goes into effect, has to be recycled. So there's a market. So there's somebody to buy this stuff.
Got it.
In those case, my guess is in Germany, they washed the cups and sold the cups.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, they had a facility to wash them. Somerset County doesn't have that kind of facility.
They don't, but the
You have to
Patriots
marry it with a service that could fulfill that role.
But a stadium like that, like Patriots or Trenton Thunder or something like that, they might be able to employ people. I don't know. Is that allowable? It must be, right? Like,
yeah, but you have to have the
restaurants do
right
it.
washing facilities.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
Because 100% right. You're 100%
Yeah.
right.
So I think if you can find that and make the proposal, you got a lot better shot of making it work. If you answer their objection before they make it.
That's a great idea. We're behind, obviously, but that is an excellent idea because you're right. Then, I mean, the cost of going to these events and games are so expensive, but if you can have at least your kids make the money back for theirs, at least then it's doable. That's a great idea. I love it. If you don't mind doing some research into it, it might be something worth looking into for sure. I mean, or the county could even have a starting point, basically.
County's so proud of all its green efforts.
They are. They are. I like it.
I'm remembering collecting returnable Coke bottles at the Old North Bridge in Concord.
Oh, really?
My childhood.
Oh, really? And where would you bring it? Just back to any store?
Basically back to where they sold them.
Ah, that's cool.
Just like in New York State.
I don't know what happened, but they don't
That's for the cleaning.
do reusable bottles anymore. Of course, the South Jersey glass industry doesn't want to do reusable
Right,
bottles.
you're
They
right.
want to produce new bottles.
But they can buy the broken glass, reprocess, and sell it. Why they are so resistant to it? Whether you use virgin feedstock or recycled feedstock.
Maybe it's not cost
They can make
effective.
money of it as well.
I think there's probably so many regulations related to health and safety. I think that's the main problem. I really do. Yeah.
It's money.
Very well.
Yeah, I know.
Bottle deposit system. New York State has state or city. I know that in city they have, but it's outdated because it was like 5 cents always forever. and homelesses, they pick up only aluminum bottles because they are light. Right? They don't pick up anything else.
Right.
Well, actually, they don't collect beer bottles. Beer bottles are heavy because it's glass. Right?
Well, it's a lot to carry. Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Interesting. Well, I like it, Javon. If you don't mind doing research, I mean, maybe something we can even, because it doesn't have to be in the township, but if we bring it to the county, I mean, that's just as good, So, because the county, Robin's right, the county's very into the recycling program. They do a lot of good work. So,
Okay. I'll see. Yeah, maybe during the
Awesome.
week, prior to the next meeting, I'll see if I can draft something. Maybe I'll go over it with you and see.
yeah, take your time, but that's a great idea. I love it. I think it's worth looking into.
Now, you read a lot about recyclable plastic not being recycled, but just shipped out. So I asked Chanel Robinson, does the county really recycle? does plastic collected by the county really get recycled? And she said, yes, it really does, but we have a lot of trouble with caps. Recycling.
Yes, because you're supposed to take the cap off. Guys do that all the time, and my husband always like looks at me like I'm insane. I'm like, no, I used to work for the county, and I know you're supposed to take the cap off.
Put a sign in
Yeah,
all.
you got to take it off, otherwise that's why the recycling facility, they say it smells so bad. The cap,
Included?
No,
you gotta, it's not recyclable.
There's a
Those are
church,
garbage.
Yes.
there's a church
How come that I didn't know that?
in Somerset County, I forget what town she's in.
I tell you why.
It's recycling.
Nadine from Citizen Climate Lobby, her church collects the caps
Oh, really?
because they know nobody else takes them.
They know no one will.
And
Yeah.
they found some facility that actually takes the caps.
Yeah, because
Oh,
that was a
really?
big thing from working at the county, because they would always stress, like, it takes the workers so much time to undo the caps.
Yeah.
And then if, like, the cap can't come off, or it still has, like, soda on the inside, then it's like they can't even recycle the plastic
Right,
part.
that's why
Yeah.
it's really important that you clean it
Yes.
before it goes in, because otherwise it doesn't get recycled.
No, it's bad.
Yeah, we separate, kind of look, there's a separate
Yeah.
barrel, and I have a little cup in my, so I throw them in, and then when it gets full, I bring them over to the clubhouse, and
Yeah, smart.
there we just dump them in. So we separate the caps
Yeah,
from the
you have
bottle.
to.
I never thought of that, to have like a separate container for the caps. I mean, I put a sign in our recycling shed in my condo community. It's, separate the caps.
It's the caps from areas where you could drink out of the bottle or the container, the little ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll move on to old business.
Yeah, so the partnership with the Franklin Township Astronomy Club, I did reach out to Ron. He's one of the new co-presidents, so he's going to get back to me with a date that works for him to come and present to us. But he's really excited. He is ambassador with Dark Skies, so he's excited. I mentioned the idea of inviting the Franklin Township Police Department head and he thought that was awesome. And he said, actually, that's one of the examples that we use all the time, is because the thought is everything has to be lit up like daytime for safety, for security, but it's actually not. It's just, so he thought that was a great idea. So we'll work on that.
Can we do this as a community? Want
Yeah.
to do it here first and then take it out to the community?
I figured maybe do it here first, and then when he's here, we can go through like exactly anything that is good for present, and then maybe the police too can fill us in, like we do like to present this, we don't like to present that, and then then make it a community
And after it's a
education.
community one, then we go to the council and say, where's our ordinance?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's perfect. Yeah, so still working on
Have
it.
we ever worked with the Raritan Valley Planetarium at all?
No.
I know with the school system, the kids go there all the time, and they are very accommodating. And I would imagine that there's a lot of expertise there that probably could be harnessed, to...
That's a good idea. I can mention it to him and see, maybe that's a place where we could do like our community event or something. Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Walter. That's a good idea.
I'm sorry, under hot topics. I went and testified last week at the council meeting about the generators and fossil fuels, but I wasn't able to stay for the vote. How did that new ordinance go? Does anybody
I
know?
think they're passed.
Probably unanimous.
Bill, the new ordinance about fossil fuels and generators, did that pass? Thank you. I kept trying to find the results anywhere. but I didn't.
I assume this was just to say, don't use generators routinely, only during emergencies.
And it's really to prevent data centers and AI.
Right.
That's
coming
what
in
it
and
was for.
using-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
Leave the leaves.
Leave the Leaves is, I gave, there was signs that Susan Kafas picked up. She had some interest from some residents about putting signs on their property, so she came and got them. And, it continues, so it's,
So speaking of this, I think we should have a process where we do not depend on the volunteers to such an extent. Essentially, we should have a program, and it should be communicated along with other alternatives. So the township is communicating if people want to deposit leaves, that they should drop it to DPW or next to DPW is a collection area, right? I wasn't there for years, that's why I don't know. But at the same communication, they should say that we have this alternative program, and those who are interested in the lawn sign, they should pick it up at the same place. I think either there or at DPW.
Yeah.
But then we have to get these organizations agree to stock them and have them available. Because otherwise we are referring to residents, hey, this resident volunteered and they stock the signs.
Well, I think that program has to probably be fleshed out like at one of our subcommittees, and I would recommend that they start working on that now, so it's ready for next year. I don't know which committee would that be, the education committee? Unless you want to make like an ad hoc committee.
Well, this should be ongoing annual process, you know. And so this year what we did, we had on one side Leave the Leaves, and the other one was Save the Motel Earth Day.
Right.
But the way how it comes out is that, first of all, it's small. And so when you have a road like this, some people would have a tendency to put sign perpendicular, so that people coming from both sides can read it. But if we have different text, then it doesn't make sense. You have to have it face like this one season and then like that the other season. Now,
I know, I've done it.
Right. So the question is, and we used one plastic, right, for both purposes. That was kind of the idea. So if we retain, and I would be slightly biased to maintain the idea that on one side we have one message, on the other, but just to have it larger, so that when people are passing by, they can at least read.
I agree with what you're saying, I think, but what I'm saying is the way to do it is like to make a program that just like runs like that, which I agree with you. I think we should flesh out all the details, and then part of the proposal to the township manager should be, here's how the program would work. Everyone would, volunteer. Is there a form they fill out? Oh, here's a sign. Here's how many signs we think they need. Here's, like, just figure out how much the cost of one sign is. And here's how much money we would need to get it going. But I think whatever committee works on that probably should start working on it soon, so that we can have the signs for next year. Because we would need the signs in by when? By August, just so that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what do you need from me?
A proposal.
Yeah, basically a proposal that says we think that this Leave the Leaves program should be run by the township, paid for by the township. We think that the alternatives in terms of Leave the Leaves, mowing up the leaves, spreading, basically anything that you think should be involved in the program. And then we think the township should pay for the signage, and here's a projected cost I can do the cost because we have a sign person. But and then I can take that to our township manager as a starting point and say, we want to run this program, make it a rolling program. And the only thing we have to do moving forward is basically, we already have the information on the website, we have the video, we could update, we could do the updating and stuff as we go if there's any updates. The only thing we really need is the township to pay for these signs.
And maybe Princeton already has such a program, and we just copy it.
Yep, they might.
Wow.
If you want to have, I know the Education and Outreach Committee is like usually overloaded because they seem to do, so if anyone like wants to be on a committee with Stan and help him out with this, I mean, you can do it that way too.
It would be nice to get a volunteer.
I mean, Jenny, she's like the one that made the committee, so I mean, between her, you, and I can help you with the cost and like the formatting of the proposal and stuff. That I can definitely help you with.
I have to express wonderment about how many leaves do you leave? I would think if you've got a complete covering with leaves, that would not be good for the grass. If you've got a quarter to half cover with leaves, that's probably about right. Or as you say,
that is kind of
them up.
qualitatively communicated in the video, but it doesn't say like quarter inch or something like that. But I agree that it could have been maybe more explicit, but essentially the message was that it needs to be mulched. so that you run it with your lawnmower to break the leaves,
And just
so
leave it
that
right
the
there.
little particles will
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
fall in between the blades of
Yeah.
the grass.
I mean, we have on our township website, we have like a sub-page for Leave the Leaves. The video is on it, information is on it, so that part is done. We do social media posting, that part is done. So the only thing you're saying really we need, Stan, is a better, larger sign that the township pays for, not that people
Yes,
have to pay for,
and
and
then-
that people pick it up at DPW or
Yes,
here.
and
Yes.
that it's communicated on routine basis.
Got it.
And
Yep.
So when they communicate, hey, you can drop your leaves here and there, at the same communication, they have to say, okay, by the way,
Here's another idea.
yeah,
Got it.
you
Makes
don't
sense.
have to
Yeah.
collect.
I like
If
it.
you have a lot, yes, but
Yeah.
you can
Okay.
propose all the.
All right. I would start working on that, and I can help you along with it for sure. Okay.
And the next item is to skip the stuff, which you showed us the slide already.
Yeah, well, Tara put up that graphic. Maria and I are hoping to go door knocking on Hamilton Street this month, so we have to get our calendars together to talk to restaurant owners about skip the stuff and see if we can get some that will agree to do it. The materials that we had printed, unfortunately, were not the final copy, so we're going to get them out and use them, but they're not ideal. So I'm hoping, I've sent Tara, I think, what we need for the next printing to do them better. But in the meantime, just to refresh everybody, we have these cling things that go on the window. There should have been a QR code here. Instead, there's just a link. But this was meant to be the QR code, but I put all that in email.
Got it. Okay.
We also have this piece, which is meant to be in the restaurant or takeout food place, but I created a new one that has the same logo and has Franklin Township Environmental Commission on it. Somehow this early copy got laminated instead of this one.
Okay.
So next time around, we'll do this one, and I'm gonna pay to have some of these laminated. I'll
Okay.
do that at Staples, just so we have some more, because I like the fact that this logo matches this logo, right? And it says, gives examples. So the idea is, this is posted on a restaurant door or somewhere. The restaurant can put this laminated piece near the cash register somewhere, and people can access it electronically. I also developed this piece, which is for the restaurant owner. So when Maria and I or you are talking to a takeout place and they say, why should I bother doing this? Leave this with them. What's in it for us? You save money, you save litter, you get special recognition on the Franklin Township website and our social media. What do we need to do? You need to train your staff, put a message on your website, proudly display the logo, and promote your participation. Customers like to know you care. So at least there's something to leave for the restaurants. Interestingly enough, 24 municipalities now in New Jersey have an ordinance for skip the stuff, or it's law. We're talking voluntary. There, it's law, and New York City has it. But in New Jersey, it's Stone Harbor, Maplewood, Cape May, Avalon, Oceanport, Long Branch, Seabright, so a lot of the shore, right? Red Bank, Garwood, Atlantic Highlands, Hoboken, Monmouth Beach, Aberdeen, Westfield, Eatontown, Jersey City, Neptune Township, Montclair, Mount Laurel, Glen Rock, Springfield, Lavallette, and Livingston.
Long list.
That's a big list. Now, there is a bill slowly moving its way to Trenton, but
Is Lambertville on the list?
is Lumberton?
Lambertville.
No. And I don't see any town in Somerset County, which is,
Princeton?
which
I didn't
is,
hear any of
no,
that.
Princeton's not on the list.
Okay, the first
A
one.
certain
Yeah.
subdivision.
So, Robin, those copies are not in this box.
I thought Montgomery is on the list.
No, the ones that are.
No, I just made them today.
They're voluntary.
Yeah, but put them in the box, because that's what I made them for. And these, but I'll get some more of these done and laminate them. I have to go to Staples anyway. But here in the meantime, but I think the fact that New York City has this already since January of '24 is the law. So when restaurant people or people who care about restaurant people say to me, oh, restaurants aren't gonna like this. Hello.
Yeah.
They're getting used to it all over the state and all over the area. This is not new. We're late to the party. So my request of everybody here tonight is, if you have a place where you go get takeout, would you please ask the owner to join us in participation? Tara did a beautiful job on the website. There's a whole thing. You go to events and programs, and
Events and programs.
and there's skip the stuff.
I'm sorry, guys. There's like a Wi-Fi situation happening here. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me.
There
There
it
it
is.
is. All right.
That's great.
And
Yeah, that's awesome.
the whys.
This is all why, but here's the good thing too. So restaurant owners, we don't have anyone on it, but this is the directory. So I told Maria, if you get a person, if you get an owner, yes, please have them take a picture of like the cling or whatever. But we need the restaurant name, the address. We're gonna put their website up there and
So
the
we'll
date
promote
they
them.
entered, and we'll promote them on our website.
But we need your help. So if you guys are popping in anywhere, twice a month, 3 times a month, and they know you, please make this known.
Certainly, there's one we get lunch from every Saturday in Kingston.
Perfect.
They've
Everything with care.
We have
been
restaurant
asking,
week.
did we need napkins? So the sandwiches we get, they don't require any utensils.
Right.
But we also sometimes get whole dinners from them.
Right.
I'm not sure what their policy is on that, but I can ask.
Yeah.
The Jersey,
I sent some of you, because as much as I could from just sending directly from my phone, a picture of a utensil dispensing machine at Clark Institute Art Gallery in Williamstown that I saw. And I think there would, wooden spoons
Right.
or something.
Or
that
bamboo.
were recyclable in
Yeah.
some way. So,
And these are pieces also from Beyond Plastics that for the restaurant owner, and in Spanish and English. So there's lots of good material, and I'd really be grateful if we could help spread the word. Now, the coup de grace is Jenny is going to write an article, 2 articles for us on Skip the Stuff. She's going to do one from the consumer's point of view, and then another from the business point of view.
Oh, good. Oh,
good. And she's going to send them to Bill. And
Excellent.
And she should be back here about her email on October 24th, said she should be back in 3 weeks, and then she'll be heading home from up in Maine. So,
And by the way, we have a restaurant week now.
Yes.
In Franklin.
Restaurant week is
Well,
coming.
it's statewide, no? Or
Well,
No,
it is Franklin.
It's township wide for Frank. Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay.
But no, that's a great idea. That's a good time during restaurant week.
Everybody just take a little bit here and use it in a way that you think will help promote this program. It's gonna take time, and by the time we get people educated, the state will have a law.
Which software did you use to do that?
I did it in Word. I was having so many troubles with Canva. I'm sorry.
I have some ideas how to make it even stickier.
Great. I'm happy to have you do it. I did that in 20 minutes this evening.
I learned
between
new
meetings.
words.
Yes. Okay. All right.
I'll be happy to email you that in Word, and you can play with it in any way you want. Or if you don't need it, but this is a QR code that Tara created that drives people to our website.
Oh yeah, that I can send to you too if you want. All right, great.
Canva is a QR code generator, which
That's where I made it. I made it on Canva.
So,
Okay.
okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
yes.
so can I get one of each?
Yes, please.
I can take one.
I could try it. There's a feature.
So when you give it to the restaurant owner, you should give them, if they only want 1 cling, that's fine. If they want 2, because 1 can go on the door and 1 is for their, if they have a drive-through window. So it really should be in both places.
Well, if there's a drive-through.
If there's a drive-through. If there's not, then they only get 1. Yeah. But if there's a drive-through, they should get the door and the drive-through. Because when people are going through the drive-through, they do notice it. They'll be like, oh, I have to, ask for my phone or whatever.
Claim.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's all from Leon Place. Yeah, see, that's number 23, it doesn't have our name anywhere on it.
Post Halloween goodie
Robin,
bag.
how
It's like
about?
post Halloween goodie bag. You just
Yes, I will do that one. I will do Stuart.
You told me about how that got founded.
Yes, yes. You get that? Thank you for mentioning that.
I did. I just need one because
Well, I don't go in, I'm driving by it.
I got one. Thank you.
Taking for the people who found it, and I forgot once a week. I do all my own cooking, I don't take out.
money, they won't leave
I'll
it.
stop someplace.
Yeah, the idea was this on the window, and then when Tara redoes this with the right QR code, I think it's digitally, and then this laminated in there.
If we could change this, change everybody's habit, that would be huge.
Mercado probably doesn't do much of this because the sandwiches don't need utensils, but then it's a real restaurant that people in
It's for
eating
takeout, yeah.
The 147?
In Kingston.
in Kingston.
Yeah, I know where it is, yeah, we go there once in a while.
Well, almost every Saturday we get sandwiches. They're big enough to last us for 2 lunches.
Well, yeah, if you go to a place and you don't have the skip the stuff things with you, like the clings and stuff, you can still talk to the owner and we can always run it over there.
I need
whatever,
one
no
set
biggie.
for the Subway on Cedar Grove. I talked to them already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want some stuff?
Yeah,
Do you need
yeah,
stuff?
give me
Okay.
On the subway. Don't forget Jersey Mike's,
That's
they're a
what-
That's
big.
what I'm going to, is Jersey.
I know, I can't believe they changed the sign on the Rutgers Athletic Center, it's now Jersey Mike's. when it
Yes,
used to be
yeah,
Cedar
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're buying it.
Naming
I
right.
need one copy of the restaurant one, Oh, here it is, excuse me.
All right. Good?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
That you could email and we could print out ourselves.
Yes, yes.
I
Okay.
have the whole box.
Well, Stan's gonna do a
Not so
niftier,
many, I don't know.
stiffier one.
There's 2 more items.
Well, let's put it this way, anything that I propose, I will to let it in.
No update on the youth member still.
And any other old business? Okay. Then we'll entertain a motion to reopen the floor to comments.
So moved.
Second.
Aye. Any comment from the public?
Neil, what do you think?
Guys doing great work here.
Yay!
Very, very cool to listen to everything and how you guys work stuff out and plan these.
You're welcome to come back again.
Thank you.
Every other Monday, right?
Every other Monday, just check
Well,
the
first and
website
third.
sometimes, first and third, yeah, first and third.
That's the easy way to do it, first and third.
But if you know anybody in Franklin that wants to volunteer to help us achieve some of this, let them know.
When do we start looking into the schedule for the next year?
Probably, usually we do it the first meeting in November. I'm sorry, the second meeting in November, so next time, yep. We'll have our schedule up and going, yep.
Okay, so, then we entertain a motion to call for
So
adjournment.
moved.
Second.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah. It is 8:16. All in favor?
I'm going on Friday. Because Friday I have off.
Meeting adjourned.
Paul.